Hello, folks. The old sergeant here. When the story about Vic Mignogna broke, I really wondered what was going on. It didn't make sense. Then it came to mind. It's because he's a Christian. It was then I did the research to confirm he was, in fact, a Christian. As more information came out, it was as I suspected. The reason the voice actors and anime communities went after Mr. Mignogna was because he is a Christian. As part of his contracts with convention folks, he asked for spaces to share his faith with fans. To the conventions and fellow voice actors, that is what made him creepy. In short, the anime industry is mainly populated by God-hating social justice warriors who didn't like working with a creepy Christian person. So they worked together to get rid of him. Many of Vic's fans know this is bovine scatology and have donated to his GoFundMe page set up by Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law. As of this video, they are beyond the first target of $100,000 for Vic's legal fees to take action against the people that got together to destroy his career and reputation. Since the time Vic's attackers executed their operation, they went online and posted all over the internet, mainly on Twitter, to attack and destroy Vic with their Kick Vic movement. Their lies about Vic have been relentless over the past few weeks. Even after the voice actors and anime companies learned that Vic was taking legal action. When there was a massive backlash against the Kick Vic people by supporters and fans of Vic, the Vic haters started attacking and assaulting the anime fan community, Mr. Rekieta, and any anime convention, specifically Anime Missouri, that dared to support Vic, along with the YouTubers making videos in support of Mr. Mignogna. It became apparent how despicable these voice actors and their companies are. Nick Rekieta has made numerous videos explaining the legal situation along with his running of the Vic Kicks Back GoFundMe page. The law firm of Beard, Harris, Bullock, Hughes in Taylor, Texas, has now taken Vic's case. To be clear, Mr. Rekieta is not representing Mr. Mignogna. He is only running the GoFundMe page and making his views and legal opinions known with his YouTube videos. The most recent action by companies is Mr. Mignogna's name is starting to disappear from cast listings for the animes Vic was a voice actor in. This is part of the unpersoning operations. Take down anything with Mr. Mignogna's name on it. Expect him to be banned from Twitter and Facebook. Expect any website about him to be taken down. Expect the same to happen for supporters. I would not be surprised if anime companies start to redub his parts with a different voice actor. This is why this fight is so important. We can't let a mob be able to take down people they disagree with. We can't let evil win over Christians or just people that respect the Judeo-Christian founding of our country. Vic knows he can never go back to the life he once knew. The people he thought were his friends backstabbed him. When he turned his cheek by apologizing, they kicked his face. He will have difficulty finding work and restoring his reputation. Hopefully, he will get enough of a settlement so he can start his own company. He can do it from the skills he demonstrated in making Star Trek Continues. Wouldn't it be grand if Sony fired the management of Funimation and put Vic in charge? If you haven't donated to Vic's GoFundMe, please do, even if it is only $5. Please pray for Vic Mignogna and all his supporters. This is a major battle in the American Cold Civil War, one we must win. This is the old sergeant. Stay vigilant.
You have a question then, right?
Yeah, it's a little more on a serious note. Your faith is very important to you. Throughout your career, have you ever had like any difficulties, and how have you been able to go through that?
Wow.
I think a lot of people.
Is it cool with you guys if I answer that question? That's kind of heavy. Is that okay? Here's what I have to say about that. Meg, isn't it? Is Meg? Here's what I have to say about that, Meg. If I believe God made us, then He must know us. He must know how we work, right? He knows us probably better than we know ourselves. He understands our frailties. He knows our fears. You know what I'm saying? I believe, this is what I believe. I believe that He understands that we have doubts and that things come into our lives that cause us confusion and fear and uncertainty. And I think He's cool with that. He doesn't change. And I think that the more people trust through difficult times, the more they are given a sense of confidence and security about when they get to the other side. You know what I mean? I used an example. I've been having a conversation with Rick. Is Rick in the room? I was having a conversation with Rick last night in the car, and we were talking about faith. And I used this example that I just love. How many of you have seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? The one with the Holy Grail, right? Do you remember when his dad gets shot in the cave, and the guy's like, you better go and find the Grail, because that's the only thing that's going to save your dad. And so he's got his dad's Grail diary, remember? And he's going through the Word of God, and he's stepping on the plates, and they're falling, and he's trying to find the clues to get him through, right, to the Grail. Remember this? And then he comes to that chasm, remember? And he looks across, and it's like from here to the back wall, and there's this bottomless pit, and he's like, only in a leap from the lion's mouth can a man prove his worth. And he looks down, and there's this sculpture in the stone of a lion's mouth, and he's like, nobody could jump this far. Nobody could do this. It's impossible. You remember this? And then he went, oh no. Oh, it's a leap of faith. Do you remember this? And he goes like this. Remember? And there was a bridge there all along that he did not see until he took that first step of faith. It was always there. But he had to step out in faith before he knew, before it was confirmed, before there was a confidence. And I love that example. Throughout the Bible, God talks about faith. He asks for faith. You know, believe, trust it because you don't, even if you don't see it, even if you can't feel it, trust it. And once you trust it, you take that step, so much more is given to you in confidence and security. That's what I believe. And so I love that example from that movie. I hope that kind of answers your question. When you go through difficult times, you know, that's really where the rubber meets the road, you know, is when because when everything's going fine, who cares, right? But those difficult times are a good test. That's why they call them a test of faith, or, you know.
There are a lot of folks that have done a tremendous amount of work researching and talking about Vic's case, especially Ricada Law. Lots of good streams, lots of information from Yellow Flash and that umbrella guy, Hero Hay. I've gotten a little bit of information from these other folks, and I know everybody's done a lot of work and continues to do a lot of work on this subject. So please go check out these folks' recordings. You'll be glad you did.